All right, Fifth and sixth grade, this is your history video for Thursday, January 28th, and we're reading from pages 195 to 198. You have pages 145 and 146 to do. That should be pretty easy to fill out about farming and about the Senate and so on and so forth. So let's get started. The collapse of the Republic. Rome had organized their conquered peoples into provinces. The Roman Senate appointed governors to the provinces to serve as chief military and civil rulers. The provinces had to pay Rome tribute of money or grain. In return, Rome provided order and protection. Problems arose from Rome's expansion. Farmers who had left their farms to be soldiers came home to find their properties ruined from neglect. Many sold their farms and moved to the city to find work. They found that many jobs had already been filled by slaves taken from conquered territories. The wealthy profited from the wars. They bought the farms of the conquered lands, and they had slaves run those farms. The wealthy also took advantage of the poorer plebeians by buying their votes in the tribal assembly. This allowed the plebeians to earn money, but it also filled the government with more rich men. The plebeians became less concerned about how the government was run. They no longer studied the governmental issues so that they could vote wisely. The plebeians cared only for what benefit they could gain by selling their votes. The Senate increased in power and dominated the Republic. Although Rome's social and economic problems were growing, the Senate was unwilling to address them. The corruption of the government soon spread throughout the Roman provinces. Each of Rome's newly acquired provinces was required to pay taxes to Rome. Men called publicans collected these taxes. Many of the publicans and the governmental officials they worked for became greedy. They would collect a higher amount of taxes than needed. Then they kept the extra money for themselves. Publicans became despised by the Roman provinces. Rivalry between commanders. The Senate's failure to deal with the poor weakened the Republic. The common people found a new champion who tried to help their cause. Marius, a military hero, reorganized the Roman army. He's also your secret word. He allowed the poor citizens to enlist for long terms of service. In exchange, they received a share of land, money, and spoils of war. These citizens became part of a professional army that fought for financial gain rather than for patriotic causes. Generals began to use their army for their own gain. Soldiers were more devoted to their commanders than they were to Rome. The Senate appointed the general Sulla to command the Roman army and in the war in Asia Minor. The tribal assembly did not like the Senate's choice and appointed Marius instead. Rivalry between the two commanders developed into civil war. After many years of battle, Sulla and Senate emerged victorious. Sulla declared himself the dictator, and he reorganized the Roman government. After restoring stability to the Senate, he stepped down as dictator, but the Senate was not able to maintain control of the government. The triumvirate. Ambitious men tried to gain control of the Senate. Three men competed with one another for fame and power. Crassus was a wealthy military commander. He defeated a slave revolt. Pompey was popular with the Senate for his accomplishments. He turned Asia Minor, Syria, and Palestine into Roman provinces. He also rid the Mediterranean Sea of pirates. Julius Caesar was a clever politician who could sway the common people to accomplish his goals. In 60 BC, the three men formed an alliance called the triumvirate to rule Rome together. Caesar was appointed governor of Gaul. He trained a loyal army and led many campaigns. Crassus died in a war in Asia. Then Pompey became jealous of Caesar's growing strength and popularity. Pompey eventually sided with the Senate against Caesar. Caesar's popularity threatened the power of his government leaders, and they ordered him to disband his army. Instead, Caesar marched to Rome and plunged into a second civil war against Pompey and the Senate. Caesar's army fought Pompey's army for 400 years before defeating it. Caesar was proclaimed the dictator of Rome. His term was supposed. I'm sorry, I said 400 years, but it's actually 4 years before defeating it. And Caesar was proclaimed the dictator of Rome. His term was supposed to last only 10 years, but he soon changed it so that he would be dictator for life. He made many changes in the government, hoping to solve the problems of the Republic. If you have your work text sheet out, here are answers to some of the pages there. On the first page, 145, farmers sold their farms, ruined from neglect after returning from being soldiers. Many moved to the city, only to find that many jobs had been filled by slaves. The wealthy profited from the wars by buying lands from conquered people and having slaves run the farms. The wealthy bought votes in the tribal assembly to fill the government with more rich men. In the provinces, many of the publicans and the government officials that they worked for became greedy. They collected more taxes than needed and kept the extra money. Plebeians came to care only for what they could gain by selling their vote. On the second block there, the Senate appointed the general Sulla to command the Roman army in the war in Asia Minor. The tribal assembly appointed Marius instead. Civil war erupted between the two commanders. After years of battle, Sulla and the Senate emerged victorious. The third block there on 145, Crassus, Pompey, and Julius Caesar formed an alliance called the Triumvirate to rule Rome together. Caesar was appointed governor of Gaul. He trained an army and led many campaigns. Crassus died in a war in Asia. Caesar marched to Rome and fought a war against Pompey in the Senate. Caesar defeated Pompey's army. Caesar was proclaimed the dictator of Rome. On the back page, it says the Gregorian calendar is based on the birth of Christ, but it is similar to the Julian calendar. It adds an extra day to February every 4 years to create a leap year that keeps the calendar up to date. Similarity to the Julian calendar is evident in the names of the months, many of which were based on Roman gods or rulers. Many Romans liked Caesar, but others were angry with him. They knew that as long as Caesar had absolute power, the government could no longer be a true republic. Brutus and Cassius met with other senators and plotted to kill Caesar. On March 15th, Caesar was assassinated. Octavian and Mark Antony formed an alliance and divided the empire. Neither man wanted to share the power to rule Rome. Antony and Octavian fought a naval battle off the coast of Greece. Octavian defeated Antony and became the ruler of the Roman world. And there are your answers for those. You do not have to do 147 and 148, just 145 and 146. And that is it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.